What's going on YouTube? It's your boy JB Hustling, JB Trading, JB doing all that. We back with another YouTube video, and in this video I'm going to be telling you guys what I do when I come to the market for the first time of the day. These are the first things that I wake up and do. Well, not wake up and do, but these are the first things that I do when I come to the market, when I'm analyzing and just getting ready to break down and get into the trades. So just go ahead, come to the screen with me. Boom, here we are. So the first thing that I do when I first come into the market is boom, I check news. Checking news is very important because you're getting you're seeing when high impact news is coming out. High impact news moves the market very vividly sometimes, very aggressively. It can move the market sometimes, and sometimes it just don't do too much at all. So I come to my laptop and I look at news, and the first thing I see we have no high impact news for today. High impact news is red, and medium impact news is orange, and yellow is low impact, which means it really ain't gonna do too much. But what you mainly want to look for is the red folders. Red folders mean it's high impact news because aggressively move the market in ways which the market doesn't normally move. And as you can see, I'm only looking for USD because that's where I'm at. We have 530 USD medium impact news, but that's at 5:30 markets closing. So we ain't really looking at no news for today for real. Next thing I do is I come to the charts. When I'm coming to the charts, the first thing I'm looking for is the previous night's highs and lows and where the market opened at. So I'm coming here, this is a ZB chart, and I'm marking up the low. These intervals represent the new day. So on the new day, that's what these lines represent. So anytime after this new day is all last night. All of this is last night. So basically I'm looking for the highs and the lows of last night to kind of help me get a range of where the day could possibly go, or where it has been over the past couple of hours. Second thing I do, or third thing I do, is I go down the time frames. I start on a daily. So on the daily time frame, it lets you know where price has been over the course of time in the past year, or however long you got your time back. It lets you look for resistance zones, support zones on where the market could possibly flip and change a different direction. It lets you know a lot of things. So as you can see back here is a good example. I got this as a support zone. It came back to the support zone on this day, and you would have made money on this day if you would have took it up for the whole day. It started, came down here, and boom, ended up right here. That would have made a lot of money. But it continued on the next day. So if you was a swing trader, that would have been a good trade. As you see, it came back into the zone once again, touched the bottom of my zone, and took it back up. And the market does this all the time. So basically that's what I look for next, is looking at the daily time frame, see if I can find any of these zones. Right now I don't. Market's pushing down. This is the lowest it's ever been, and it's showing me, for some reason, mine don't really go back farther than this. So sometimes I get on TradingView and look past this time, but I'm not really tripping right now because I'm just looking for gaps today. So I see a gap here, I see a gap here that I've already marked up from the past couple days. So if price comes back to these gaps, I know what to do for that day. So basically look at these as for the day. So if price was to come back to this gap, look to bounce for the day, or look to retrace from this gap for the day. Don't look to do it for an hour and get out. You gotta look to do it for the entire day. Come to the 4 hour. See, I ain't came to the 4 hour yet, but we do have a big gap up here. We also have a gap here. that I'm seeing. Where's my rectangle? I have a gap here. That probably could come back to. Is this a gap as well? It started at 11, came down to 7. That indeed is a gap. 7, 3, yeah, it's a gap. This just made enough space for a gap. So as y'all can see, I'm going down the time frames, marking up my chart, seeing where price could come to, and marking up my gaps and marking up support and resistance zones, things of that nature. Like up here, I see this as a resistance, but I'll mark it from here. So this also helps correlate into my gap sometimes. If I got a gap nearby this, I put a stop above the support. Most times, it'll do what I want and not come above that support, which it did yesterday, I think. Or the day before yesterday. I didn't take a trade yesterday. What's today? Today is Wednesday, right? Okay, I'm not sure. I'm like, yeah, I didn't take a trade yesterday. What else do I see? See resistance up here, but I don't really try to look nothing past what price ain't. I don't see it realistically coming to. If I see it coming to that in that day, see, we don't have news day, so it will be where that news just does some crazy push up. So then we'll come down to the hourly. Look for the same thing. I already looked for gaps on the hourly. We have no gaps on the hourly. Price is just pretty at a standstill right now. Price did a lot of things that I liked yesterday when I wasn't here. I was looking on my phone. Oh my goodness. Well, for the resistance and things of that nature. And you can look at the 5 minute if you want to, but I don't look nothing past the hourly. I ain't gonna lie. Me personally, I don't. Then we have the ES. I come to the ES and do the same exact thing. And that's how I get my daily bias. That's how I predict where the market's going to do or move. Like here, for example, we have had a gap back here, and it's just touching this gap. So for today, I can bet on prices coming up for the whole entire day, just because it is a gap here. So today, it did just touch this retrace just yesterday. So I would bet on the day being green for today on the ES market. It'll probably come. It may come to the retrace of this gap because this gap was also made. So it may come up here, and if this gap is strong enough, it'll push it back down. So if I see it coming up, I see it come into this up here, and then retrace. If it does do that today, it might not do it today. It might do all that tomorrow, but might definitely retrace today. Well, it is retracing already, as y'all can see. It came down, boom. I was getting pushed back up. 4 hour. This is old stuff. I did this before. And this is another gap here, though. Mm, 4 hour pre-load. Go ahead, move these lines down. This my overnight candle. You put this at the low of the first open candle. So wherever the first candle of the day started, which is this one. See, this one happened on the line, so you don't do this one. You do this candle. You put it at the start of this candle. And that's all we got for the 4 hour hourly. I like this gap. Look at this. This is what I mean by it did a lot of stuff that I like yesterday. Price came down, touched this gap. A perfect touch. I didn't do no drawback. Touched the gap, came down, but that's not all it did. This is also a resistance. If y'all didn't know, I'm gonna move it. It touched this gap. bounced off this gap, which I love to see. I love to see things like that. And you also have resistance here. And I'm going to show you why we have resistance here. If you come down to the 5 minute, this is that same exact move because I saw it all on my phone. So that's how I know we got resistance right here. Price came and touched it 3 times, bounced all 3 times. So if I would have seen it here, I probably definitely would have been had my eye on it and probably caught this move here. Took it down, then another time it came, took it down. I don't know how strong it done came. It done resist off this 3 times now, so I don't know how strong this resistance zone is. But we'll still mark it up for now, just to see how it reacts off of it. Uh, let me just, I just want to see how it reacts off of it. It might. I don't think I'd take it. I wouldn't take it just because it had resisted from this same zone 3 times, touched 3 times. Yeah, it might be weak for weak resistance. So, but at the same time, you never know. Sometimes it still be climbing, pushing them boys down. So my counter's bad, but all in all, that's really what my morning consists of. After I do that, I basically just wait until I find me a setup that correlates with my trade that I feel like is a good setup. Take the trade and be patient. That's all I do. But anyways, thank y'all for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and yeah.